is in his tube.
Okay.
His tube of happiness.
Okay. Hi friends, Shayla here. So this is officially day 1 of 8 of like Readathon week vlogs. Because I'm technically doing 2 readathons this week. I had my dates picked out for Manga Love Readathon before I found out the Read-o-rama prompts, but thankfully the prompts overlap, so I won't be stressing myself out too hard with this readathon, but I'm still excited to dive in and get some things read. So it is Sunday the 17th. I don't think it's quite 9 o'clock in the morning. It's still early on Sunday morning. I don't really feel like getting up and doing a lot yet, so I'm going to sit in my new chair. If you guys followed me on Twitter, you saw that my old chair that I had in my bedroom gave out, and so we got a new chair. I now have a nice lazy boy rocker in my bedroom for my reading, and sometimes it's a little too comfy, I'm not gonna lie. But it is just a comfy place to read. I have been doing a lot of reading this week since we got the chair, and it's just been a good time. But I wanted to get some reading done this morning, so I decided to pick up one of my read-o-rama picks, and that is Shout by Laurie Halse Anderson. This is a book that's written in verse, and so I thought it would move quickly and kind of keep me feeling good about read-o-rama this week, especially outside of this one. The biggest thing I want to make sure I get read this week is Anna K by Jenny Lee. So I thought if I'd start with this, start off strong, start off finishing something, and then hopefully that'll keep me motivated when it comes to the books once the Manga Love stuff starts tomorrow. So for today, it's just books, and it's gonna be good. I'm really interested about this one. I know it's got a very strong message to it. It's a survivor story of, I believe, a sexual assault. So it's gonna be deep. It's gonna be hard-hitting, and I know that. So I think that's the other reason why I want to start with it, because if not, I'll probably put it off again. So anyhow, while I'm still feeling pretty good mentally and stuff this morning, I decided I would jump into this one and see how far I get. And with it being in verse, I think it will move quickly, and this one isn't very long either. It's like 300 pages, but in verse, and so that'll go really, really fast. So I'm about 50 pages into this now, and this is actually Laurie Halse Anderson's story in verse, where she talks about how she was raised. Like, this is just kind of a biopic in verse of her life, the sexual assault that she suffered, and how she moved on with life after that. So we've gotten to the point where the sexual assault just happened, and it happened how I think it happens for a lot of people. And it's just really disheartening to read and know that that really happens in the world. I mean, I've been very lucky and very blessed with a lot of things in my life. I've seen my share of dark, but not this young, I guess. And that's where my empathy comes in, because she was very young at the time. And it's going to be interesting to see where things go from here because of the familial climate that she's in at the moment. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm enjoying the writing style. It's just free verse, so nothing's too structured. It's just organically her thoughts, and it's enjoyable so far. It's about 9:20 now, so I'm gonna keep reading. I'm still enjoying my comfy place, so I'm gonna stay here a little longer, read some more, and then I do need to film my wrap up for everything before Read-o-rama starts. and things like that. So, all right, friends, it's almost 11, and I just finished Shell by Laurie Halse Anderson. This did go quickly like I anticipated it to. Once I got into it, it was really hard to put down. It's very well written. Laurie Halse Anderson always has a way of making sure the important point comes across in anything she's writing, and I really appreciate her for that. And this was a powerful read. I plan on keeping it on my shelves because I think it's important, and I would easily loan it out to people, or I would, if I ever have children, I would have them read it as well, because this doesn't only deal with her sexual assault. This deals with everything in her life. And it deals with her coming to the idea to write her book and how she got there and how that healed her and how that empowered her to help other people deal with their traumas. And it's just really well done, really well rounded, and it shows the fights that she had to have for the time that she published Speak, because those hard-hitting types of books didn't get published at that time. It was all about the fluffy things because people wanted to protect the kids. And, there's still... I live in a very sheltered area, so I probably resonate with this a whole lot more. I mean, I know more than one person who I grew up with that had something very similar happen to them. And it's just... it comes across really, really well. I'm really glad I finally took the time to read this one, for sure. And I would recommend trying it out, but do know that it's autobiographical in free verse. So it's, it's truth with a slant. She admits that because she changed some things to kind of protect her family a bit and to protect some of her victims for obvious reasons. Not her victims, the victims she comes across. So, yeah, it's truth with a slant is the way she tells you in the beginning. And it's really well done, really powerful. I don't know if I'm going to give it a solid rating just because it is someone's life. If I do give it a rating, it would strictly be on the format of it, which I actually really appreciated. I think that gave Anderson a lot more freedom to say what she really wanted to say about her life, not just cold hard facts. And this came across in a beautiful and lyrical way, and I'm really grateful for it. So that's this one for you. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I do need to film my wrap-up still. I haven't done that yet. So we've also got April live here. So I think I'm going to spend a little more time watching April because I was doing that while I was reading, and I just really like that. She's doing chalk on a book defacing right now, and the sounds of the chalk were just like ASMR to me. It was really nice. So you guys should watch that back if you're interested. I think I'm just going to take a little bit of time before I dive into Anna K, because that's what I want to pick up next. That's the next highest one on my list. So starting off strong, one book down, and I am excited. I also need to do my buddy read for today. I have not done that yet. And then I need to film and edit and upload. So I'm going to spend some time doing some stuff, and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, so it's been a long while since we chatted. It is now like 4:30-ish in the afternoon, and I got my video edited and uploaded. The editing took me longer because I was doing it downstairs and Steve happened to be watching The Greatest Showman at the same time, and I'd never seen it before, so I was watching bits and pieces of that, so it took me twice as long to edit as normal, and then I got it uploaded, and then I came up here and I started reading Anna K by Jenny Lee. So I have feelings. A lot of this book, one, we're just kind of dropped in and then we're slowly given bits of information. But we're dealing with teenagers making stupid decisions on lots of levels. We have, rich teenagers who are out drinking and doing drugs and cheating on each other and all sorts of things that are really not okay. And there's some really cute relationships budding at the moment that I would totally be okay with. But the further I get into this, the more I just feel like it's going to be a total drama fest. So I'm struggling a little bit. I'm about 50 pages in. I've read the first 5 chapters. And I don't know how to feel yet. So I think this is one I'm just going to kind of chip away at a little bit each day. I might read a little more today, but I've got some friends who want to do some trading / cataloging in Animal Crossing. So I'm going to do that for a little bit. And then maybe I'll come back to this tonight, or I'll pick up one of the other titles that don't feel so exhausting. Like, I'm just kind of annoyed at the characters at the moment. I'm not saying I'm going to stay annoyed at them, but there's a couple of them where it's like, your decisions don't make sense to me at all. I was a teenager not that long ago, but I was a teenager, and like, the logic of these decisions doesn't make any sense. Granted, I was a teenager like 20 years ago, and I know that we're jumping into like an Anna Karenina inspired story, so I was expecting drama. But I feel like the drama level's even a little bit higher than I was anticipating. So I need to kind of field that. I'm going to take a break from this for a little bit. And then I'll probably come back and try to read at least another chapter or 2 tonight. And if I don't do that, I think the books are right there. So I'm just like looking right at them as I talk to you guys. I may pick up Vendetta Road by Christine Feehan, because that one's just an easy romance to kind of fall into. I don't have to concentrate too hard. And I should know what's going on. It's part of the Torpedo Inc. series. I think that would probably be the easiest one to pick up while I'm doing this, because they're going to feel very different. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, friends, so I changed things up a little bit. Since I wasn't enjoying Anna Kay, I decided to pick up one of my other picks. And so I picked up Vendetta Road by Christine Feehan. This is book 1 in the Torpedo Inc. series. This is the one I was talking about, I think, in the last clip that you guys saw. But I'm 60 pages into it now, and yeah, this is what I needed. And it's so good so far. So right now, all of our characters, I guess this isn't normally where they're at, but they're currently in Vegas. They were there for work, and somebody else had gotten married. So I don't know if this is the first book in the series. I think there's only like 3 or 4 out. So I can easily read the other books, because believe me, I'm gonna. Anyways, so they were on a job to take care of something. They were in the middle of taking down a child sex trafficking ring. That's the job that they're on right now. And while Ice, our main guy, was walking down the road for this job, he sees this woman across the street, and he's immediately like struck by her, and has a very lasting impression. And that's all I'll say about that for now. But the girl, her name's Soleil, and she's in Vegas because her fiance, as we'll put in quotation marks right now, was trying to get her to marry him in Vegas. But she kept seeing all the red flags. She wasn't having it. And it got to a point where he started to get physical with her. So she was really like trying to get out. Ooh. Sorry, there's a lash going crazy.
So she struck him and it left an impression. Was it with a car?
Oh gosh, stop, Steve. You're awful.
Just saying.
I guess struck was the wrong word. He was drawn to her and can't stop thinking about her. We'll word it that way then. Good Lord, husband. Anyhow, back to the book. So she goes back to the hotel, and at the hotel, she's just kind of cleaning up in the restroom because she'd been crying and stuff. And she comes across Lana, who is a member of the Torpedo Inc. Motorcycle Club, is what I want to say, because it's a motorcycle club romance. Anyways, she's a member, and she works directly with Ice, and she sees the bruises starting to form on Soleil from this guy roughing her up, and so she programs her number in her phone, says, "My name's Lana. If you need anything, call me, either I or I will send somebody who will protect you to come get you. And she goes up, tells the fiance things are off. He starts to get violent again and threatens that she has to marry him, or, you know, there will be ramifications for that. And apparently it's like a sting con deal anyway. And so she overhears things she shouldn't hear and quickly grabs her phone and takes off. Just takes off running. And then she ends up at a biker bar because Lana was wearing her club vest. And so she goes in looking for Lana, and Ice sees her again, and he's like, oh my gosh, she's here. What's going on? And so there's very much instant attraction going on. I'm not going to call it insta-love, but there's definitely instant attraction. I mean, this is smutty romance, motorcycle club story. Let's be real. Of course it's going to be kind of like that. But I don't think anything's going to happen for a while. They both kind of have their demons they have to deal with first. So, yeah. Anyways, that's kind of the gist of the story. So now he's on protection detail from this guy. Because now he has to protect her because he thinks of her as his woman. Because that's what happens in Christine Feehan books. But anyway, I am really enjoying it. The writing in this one is really, really good. Clearly, Christine Feehan has really honed her storytelling. And I'm really, really grateful for that. But, you know, Ice is being very, like, good and kind and respectful to her. He's not trying to force anything or push anything. He only is trying to protect her from the other bikers. So he immediately says, she's my woman, just so that they back off. But he immediately tells her, he's like, I'm not doing this to stake a claim or anything. I'm doing this to keep you safe. And then they move to another room, so they're away from the main crowd and stuff. And so he's just trying to help her feel safe and protected, even though all he wants to do is run out and kill the guy who put bruises on her. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to stick with this for a while. I'll try reading a little more Anna Kay tomorrow, but I don't know about that one. That might have been a bust for me, but I'm still going to try to keep going on it. It's just very teens making stupid decision angsty, and I can only handle so much of that as a grown woman in my 30s. So I'm going to go back to reading Vendetta Road for a little while tonight. I don't think I'm going to film another clip tonight. I'm just going to kind of chill out and read, and I will check in with you guys in the morning. Hi, friends. So welcome to your day 2 of 8 weekly vlog this week. So we are on day 2 of Read-o-rama and day 1 of springintomangalove. So my desire to pick up Anna Kay again is very low at the moment. So I don't know if I'm even going to touch that one today. I'm just going to kind of take a beat, because I think if I try to force myself on that one, it's not going to be a pleasant experience. But on the other hand, I've read the first 4 chapters of Vendetta Road by Christine Feehan, and I am living for the chemistry between these two characters. I really think this is what I need to be reading right now for my mental state of life. So for the read-o-rama portion, this is going to be my focus today. And then for the manga love portion, I think I want to try to do all of Let's Dance a Waltz today. So the biggest thing I want to do is I would love to get 200 pages into this today. So I've got about 120 pages that I want to get read in this today. That's the goal. And then I would love to get all of Let's Dance a Waltz read for this vlog, so it's all just contained in one, rather than trying to spread it out over multiple, because that's something people were interested, because that's the first shoujo manga I ever completed, because it's only 3 volumes. And it's not a title a lot of people talk about, so I really wanted to have my reaction for all of that contained in one vlog. So I think that's going to be my focus for reading today. I do need to get my Winter Buddy Read pages done as well. We're getting to really good parts of Winter. I still love this series so much. I'm going to plan on doing an updated, I reread the Lunar Chronicles, what do I think video here soon. Because I do have a, longer review for the entire Lunar Chronicles series. that I filmed years ago, right after Winter released, and I read all of Winter in like 36 hours, and it's an 800-page book. So now that I'm taking my time, I'm noticing different things, and it's been really good for me. I've really been enjoying it. So I want to do a follow-up video on that. So that should be coming to the channel within the next few weeks. It's going to take me a while to reread this because our goal is to only read about 50 pages a day. So I'm really taking my time with it, and it's been really, really good. So yeah, for now, I'm going to focus on some more Vendetta Road because I'm just living for this. It's so good. Yes, it's high stakes, and yes, things are moving quickly here in the beginning, but there is this like background sense of urgency going on. So yeah. Anyways, I did run some errands this morning. The other thing that I'm doing audiobook-wise is I'm doing Heir of Navran, which is the last bind-up in the Raya Revelations series, and I'm getting close to the end of that. So there's a good chance that will get finished within this vlog series. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and mention it. But man, I first heard about the Raya Revelation series when I first started BookTube like 5 years ago from Connor over at Connor O'Brien. It was one of his favorites at the time, and he was talking about it a lot. And so I picked up the first one, but I didn't read it forever. So finally, at the end of 2019, I finally read the first bind-up that I'd owned forever and just not gotten to. And I'm like, why did I sit on this series? And so I'm finally getting ready to finish it. I'm so excited. It's so good. There's so many good things going on. Like, it's so good. Just go read it if you haven't. Like, just go read it. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm going to dive into Vendetta Road. Okay, so I've read like another 20 pages in Vendetta Road, and I think it was just one chapter with a bunch of breaks in it, and I can look at the chapter. Yeah, it was only one chapter's worth, but that chapter was so erotic. Oh my goodness. It was all about this slow, like, game of seduction centered around a pool game and them getting to know each other a little bit better, and oh lordy, like, the physical chemistry on page that's been written here, Christine Feehan has really like honed her craft over years, and you can tell by the way this is written. Oh lordy, it was a trip. Wow. All I can say is wow. And I'm definitely going to be exploring the rest of this series. I think there's 3 books out right now is all. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be reading those and in short order because wow, these are good. If I can sneak away to the bookstore, I might even pick up the other 2, and maybe I'll change up my TBR completely and just read a bunch of Torpedo Ink books. I don't know, but things are happening really fast, and so some people might be turned off to this because this is all happening within hours so far, and it's still seriously so good though. Like, whew, like, I need a fan. Girl is hot after reading that because wowie. And yes, I'm just here for it. And I really like the club, like the motorcycle club dynamics for the Torpedo Ink guys. Like, they're definitely that family feel, and it's just, wow, it's fantastic. And this is seriously what I feel like reading right now. So it's good. I'm definitely going to read at least another 100 pages today. But when I feel like I need to share something with you again, I'll pop this up and we will chat in a little bit. Hi, friends. So it's been a little while, and I am now 200 pages into Vendetta Road. That puts me on they're long chapters in this one, 10. So I'm officially 10 chapters into this, and this is so sexual, at least the first 200 pages are, that I blushed more than once. This is amazingly sexy, so well written. I'm a huge fan of this series so far. And it's definitely a motorcycle club romance. And we have some high stakes involved in all of it. It's only been like a day's worth of time so far, and we're about halfway through the book. So it is taking place over a short amount of time. But we definitely have the trope where they both tried to get the other person drunk to marry them. So they're officially married at this point. They're both wanting it to be real, and it's playing out in a way that I really love. And there's a lot of nuances and layers to this story. I'm not going to tell you all of them, obviously, because that would be like major spoiler town. But if you're looking for a good, sexy motorcycle club romance, like this series. Yeah, if they're all written like this, oh lordy, I'm going to be in for a wild ride. But let's take a break from the smutty for a bit. So as I said before, let's focus on this reread of Let's Dance a Waltz. So as I've said, it's been years since I read this. So now that I've read so much shoujo, I wonder if I'm going to love it the same. Which is kind of why I'm reading this. So let's go ahead and read this series up. And then we will chat and talk. And yes, but I know this is about ballroom dancing. We have kind of this mousy girl who really wants to ballroom dance, and she has a crush on a classmate that ballroom dances, and that's kind of where things start, if I'm remembering everything correctly. So once I read volume 1, I'll brief you on the finer details, but that's what I'm remembering at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see how I feel about it all these years later, because I've been reading manga about 4 years now. Yeah, maybe a little longer. But anyways, this was the first shoujo I ever completed, so I'm excited to see how I feel about it. Okay, friends, so I remember why I love this so much. Okay, so we have this young lady named Hime, and she is a little chubby, not like plus size or fat. She's a little chubby for a Japanese person. And she basically ends up scouted by a ballroom dance studio, but what she doesn't know is that one of her classmates teaches at that because it's owned by his mother. And he used to be this great ballroom dancer who loved it, and something happened, and he stopped dancing. And she goes in for this class, and they dance together, and they both kind of feel this instant connection. And from there, he's resisting against it because he wants to stay out of the world of ballroom dance because of his past, and she just wants to dance with him. And so his childhood friends, who are a dancing couple together, are kind of plotting to help Hime bring him back into ballroom dancing. So she spends a couple of weeks dancing 10 hours a day and loses some weight, so she looks a little different. And now she will be participating in a competition with his friend, who's the more experienced competitive dancer, I guess I should say. And so that's where this volume kind of ends off. I forgot how sweet and like sickeningly adorable this is. I remember why I love it so much because of that. And so from here on out, she's not going to be chubby little Hime anymore. She's going to be dancer Hime. And I'm really just excited to continue going forward. This is still a really sweet and really cute series. The chubby factor, it's not like Kiss Him Not Me, where she's like just not doing anything for a week and she loses all this weight. And it's not nearly as drastic in this one either. Like she's just a little softer and a little rounder than most Japanese girls. And then because she was doing so much exercise, that extra stuff came off. And so now we'll see her in a more traditional art style. I did not remember that plot point before, but it is there, so I'm going to mention it. But I don't think it really affects the story that much from what I remember, but we'll see more in Volume 2. But anyhow, she was just more like mousy and homely, so now he's seen her in a competitive dress, and her hair's done, her makeup's done, and so he's looking at her a little differently now. So let's move on to Volume 2. Okay, friends, so I just finished Volume 2, and I have a little cuddle monster now. But Volume 2 was really cute. The way they handled the losing weight trope played out really well in this volume. I remember that because she lost so much weight, all the girls in class asked how she lost the weight, and she was honest. And so that just brought a lot of business to the school, and then they just kind of leave it at that. They don't really address it ever again. And I'm okay with that. Minami, his name's Tango. He forgets how cute she is when she's in all of her dance makeup because he originally felt she was cute the first time he saw her in her dance makeup. So it's one of those things where like that is the only thing like that he really begins to show interest in her. But then he's like, okay, like I want to figure out her allure kind of thing. And they're just cute, and they've now entered a competition together, and we're about to see the other couple dance as well, and we only have one more volume left, so number 3 is a little bit longer, but not a lot, so this is the final volume, and I believe this, if I remember right, it just ends with them solidifying that they're going to be partners. I don't remember if they decide to, like, be boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't remember if that happens because she's very clearly interested in him that way. I don't know for sure about him. He's always been kind of the playboy for now. But yeah, it'll be really fun to finish this up and see how I feel by the end. All right, so I just finished rereading Let's Dance a Waltz, and my heart is very, very, very happy that I did. In this one, I love how everything resolves. I don't want to spoil anything because it's such a short series. But there's a lot of mixed feelings going around, and everything gets clarified by the end. And it's wonderful, and it's just so good. I really, really enjoy it, and I really want more people to read the series. If you like shoujo romance or you like dancing, these are beautiful. And I absolutely love it. And it's definitely done in that really cutesy shoujo art style. So if you're looking for something like Welcome to the Ballroom where there's lots of sweat and everything involved. That's not what you're going to get in this. Everybody just sparkles and glistens, and there's flowers everywhere, and it's just cute, and I still love it. I want more people to read it because I want to talk to more people about it. So if you've read Let's Dance a Waltz, like, talk to me down in the comments. Let's chat about it and its cuteness and the fact that I love it oh so very much. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't even know what time it is right now. I think I'm going to wrap the vlog here for today. So we've got these 2 days that you guys will have. And then every 2 days from here on out, you'll get another vlog. But I don't want these to get overly long or anything as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you're participating in either Read-o-rama or Manga Love Readathon, talk to me down in the comments. Tell me what you've read. Tell me how you're doing. I guess I should mention how I'm doing on the challenges, shouldn't I? So for Read-o-rama, I've done the orange challenge. I've started the blue challenge, and I'm on the yellow challenge as well. You know, obviously all the mangas could count. So I have a pink, a blue, and a yellow there too. And then for Manga Love, I've read 3 volumes today of the one that is required. And I reread Let's Dance a Waltz, and I loved it. And Shout was what I read yesterday. Really enjoyed that. Don't know that I'm giving it a star rating because it is biographical, and I always have a hard time rating those. But it was enjoyable, quick read, and very powerful in its own way. And then I started Anna K. Have mixed feelings. Not sure how I'm going to continue that. And then I'm also 200 pages into Vendetta Road. So if I do any more reading tonight, it will most likely be in Vendetta Road. And that'll obviously be on the next vlog. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.